Thank you all again for bearing with us. I apologize for our delay. We had a couple of important items to finish in the back. I'd like to welcome you all to the regular monthly meeting of the Portsmouth City School Board. As you please stand this time for a brief moment of silence. Thank you so much. You may be seated. We have some very special guests here with us this evening, and I'm going to ask Dr. Bracy to come forward now and introduce them at this time.
Good evening, and thank you, Dr. Patillo. Tonight we have the pleasure of having Douglas Park Elementary School present, and I would like to introduce those special guests that you mentioned, Dr. Patillo. And we have two students. We have Julius Cummins and we have Iana Merritt. So if you all will come to the podium, and I will read a bio on you so everyone will know who you are. So first, Julius is a sixth grade student at Douglas Park. He likes to draw, play Roblox and VR games with his friends. He likes to try new foods and traveling. He loves his dog named Max. His favorite subject is math. He's very proud of himself for learning long division, which he started trying to learn 2 years ago. And he reports that thanks to his teacher this year, he actually kind of gets it now. Julius is a member of the National Junior Honor Society. His goals include going to another country, becoming a professional sleeper. Now, hold on. It's a job. They test beds. So, in case you didn't know that, I think I've been missing out on a lot of payment here. He also wants to go to college and get a degree and become a teacher. But that's only if the professional sleeper job doesn't work out. Well, we can't vouch for the professional sleeper job, but we would love to have you come back and teach here in Portsmouth Public Schools. So thank you, Julius. And I also would like to recognize his mother, Carrie Lyons. If you were here, will you please stand? And any other family members that are here, please be recognized at this time. Okay, next, Iana. Did I get that right? Iana. That's what it says. I mean, I even got it spelled out phonetically, but my fault. That's why I asked. So Iana is a sixth grade student at Douglas Park also. In her spare time, she likes to play softball at Olive Branch Little League. She is a member of the elite step team. She also enjoys playing basketball, completing brain teasers, and playing on her PlayStation 5. Iana is an AB Honor Roll student and was inducted into the National Junior Honor Society. After graduating high school, her goal is to earn a scholarship to an HBCU. Yeah. She hopes to further her passion for softball and one day become a professional softball player. She also strives to become a defense lawyer to help represent innocent men and women.
Yes, that is excellent.
Her mother is Shaniqua Ferguson and father is Javon Merritt. And would you all please stand and any other members of her family be recognized at this time? All right, as they come forward, Ms. Fields-Hines, if you will come forward as well. And parents, I know you want to get some candid shots, so feel free to come up front if you want to get a better picture so that you can post later. Just make sure you tag us so we can, yeah. All right, so at this time, Julius, I'm going to turn it over to you.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Julius Cummings, and I am a sixth grader at Douglas Park Elementary School. Will you please stand as we recite the Pledge of Allegiance, and I will follow up with the school's Cozy Bear Pledge. no. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. My cozy bear says, I will do our best, or I will do my best. I will always try to meet success. No matter what comes my way, I will do my best each day. Please,
Good evening. My name is Ayana Mary, and I am a proud sixth grade student at a Douglas Park Elementary School. I am here today to share with you a few of our amazing accomplishments. Award-winning steel drum program, grade 5-6 sponsored. Award-winning elite step team, grades 4-6. SCA mentorship program, grades 4-6. Mentor grades K-2. Parents and family engagement provides activities once monthly to include activities that address reading initiatives, healthy food initiative, and various programs to bring families together. Girls monitoring groups. I love myself. She embraces life fully. Girl code conversations only discuss to umpire. Gloss girls love our sensational selves. Hearts and Hugs builds a bear workshop shop. Grant Cozy Bear Hugs. Students going through grief loss as well as foster care receive full-size teddy bears to help with coping. We are presenting each school board members with a Cozy Bear Hug, and we challenge you to stop by Douglas Park to present for a student with the bear. Ross school counselors are able to provide clothing for students in need. Panda Express sponsors reading initiatives as well as Sentence of the Month. Students received a free club meal voucher when participating. Day in donation Panora Bread weekly. We received a donation from Panora to provide to students and staff in need. Backpacks program through the food bank, Delta Stigma Theta sorority
Incorporated.
INC Portsmouth alumni chapters has adopted our school along with 2 other elementary schools in Portsmouth. Mindfulness Partnership SCL with Coach Jensen Baker, who is embedded in our master schedule.
All right.
Thank you, Ms. Fields Hines.
We're supposed to get it back together.
One moment.
Will the students, will you all please come back?
They left me up here.
So, Ms. Fields Hines, before you make a statement, Mrs. Hines has a presentation she would like to make at this time.
All right, Julius. All right. Thank you so much for being here. And I know that coming back to Portsmouth Public Schools to teach is you're going to be your number one, because some of the faces that I see over here, they've been around a long time and they helped me want to be a teacher. Some of these I have worked with and they have made me better teachers, including this one standing right here. And so if they can impact me, I know that they're going to impact you, and then I want you to come back and impact the next generation so that they want to be a teacher too. And I promise you, if Dr. Bracy is still here in 10 years, or Miss Jessica Duran is here in 10 years, your name is going to be number one on our hiring report.
Yes.
Okay? We got you. We want you to come back. Ayana, my softball baby. I didn't almost recognize you without like a uniform on. So for those of y'all that don't know, Olive Branches, if I'm not here and I miss a meeting because that's where I'm at, because my son is over there playing. But I saw the smile. And I said, I know that smile. So Ayana, thank you for being here tonight. Thank you for wanting to be somebody who stands up for people with no voice. And that can be in any position and in any job. So we thank you for that and for having that heart. So you guys have made my heart very happy tonight. So here's your gift. Thank you for being you, and keep doing it, girl. Thank you.
Dr. Bracy, Chairman, Dr. Patillo, and Vice Chair Atkinson, and board members. I thank you all for the opportunity to come and present this afternoon or this evening. It is an honor to lead Douglas Park. I don't take it lightly. I know Ms. Duncan Hines from years ago, you dating me, it's like, yeah. But I would like to thank the staff that has come out to support. It does take a village, and I am so proud of Julius and Ayana. But we do have great things going on at Douglas Park. We are forging new partnerships with the community, and it is a challenge, but we're up for it. And I just thank you all for the opportunity.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. I see a lot of familiar faces out there in Douglas Park. And my main man, Mr. Bond. All right, agenda item 4.6 is attendance. 4.5 is our mission statement, Ms. Hines.
Thank you. I'm looking for it. I'm lost. The mission of the Portsmouth Public School System or division is to engage all students in learning that will foster academic excellence and responsible citizenship.
Thank you so much. Agenda item 4.6 is attendance. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Ms. Atkinson. Here. Mrs. Boone.
Here.
Dr. Cotton.
Present.
Mrs. Futrell.
Here.
Mrs. Hines.
Present.
Mrs. Shumate.
Here.
Mrs. Thomas.
Here.
Dr. Whitaker.
Here.
Dr. Patillo.
Here.
All members are present.
Thank you so much. Agenda item 4.7, consideration of the agenda for November 9th, 2023. I entertain a motion at this time.
Move for approval.
Motion made by Ms. Hines, second by Ms. Futrell. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, roll call vote, Madam Clerk.
Ms. Atkinson.
Yes.
Mrs. Boone.
Yes.
Dr. Cotton.
Yes.
Mrs. Futrell.
Yes.
Mrs. Hines.
Yes.
Mrs. Shumate.
Yes.
Mrs. Thomas.
Yes.
Dr. Whitaker.
Yes.
Dr. Patillo.
Yes.
It's unanimous.
Thank you so much. Agenda item 5.1 and 5.2 are public comment for non-agenda and board agenda items. Do we have any speakers at this time?
We do.
All right, thank you.
As part of the school division's dedication to full transparency and collaboration in decision-making, the school board of the city of Portsmouth allocates time for public comment at every regular meeting of the month to hear directly from citizens on matters of public concern regarding Portsmouth Public Schools. If you wish to address the school board, you must register with the clerk of the board ahead of the scheduled meeting start time. During public comment, each speaker will have 5 minutes to share their comments with board members. Speakers are not allowed to yield their time to another speaker, and they are not to make any formal resolutions, declarations, or proclamations as part of their comments. Speakers are reminded to maintain decorum and respect when addressing the board. Specifically, no individual personnel, student, or family should be named in comments as speakers are at their own risk of violating confidentiality laws and or defaming the subjects of their comments. Neither the school board, the superintendent, nor school administration will respond publicly to any comments by speakers. A written copy of speaker comments can be left with the clerk of the board, and any matter requiring a response will be directed to the superintendent and school administration to address as needed. As the board opens a public comment, the audience is asked to be respectful of all speakers. First on the list is Ms. Ida Mae Watts.
Ms. Watts, you may come forward if you're present. Ms. Watts. Next speaker.
Okay, Ms. Kanisha Kearney.
Good evening, Ms. Kearney.
Good evening.
Good evening. I heard your statement, so I guess the documents I have, I can provide to someone to read over. But my concern that I'm having in the school is communication with...
Excuse me. Make you speak in the microphone so they can...
I'm sorry.
No problem. Thank you so much.
The reason I'm here tonight is to speak about communication with administrators and staff members in schools, as well as bullying and mental health. My daughter attends church, well, I'm sorry, I can't say the school, but my daughter attends school in Portsmouth, and it's an ongoing issue having communication with administration. I have emails that I have sent to administration that has gone unnoticed. I have not, I got emails back from her. It was situations that happened. It took her 11 days to respond back, trying to stick in the guidelines of the comments because it's some issues that my daughter faced that's out of her control. But the things that is going on is getting worse. And it's like it's no resolution. So I'm here today to present it to you all because maybe it can, go a little bit further because things happen that we don't want to happen, but it may not have to happen if the school is more involved, got to get parents involved, communicate with the parents that do care, just be more active. So, I really can't go into full detail of the situation, but as I stated, I do have emails and things here. If I can present them to someone and you all can review them, and, maybe I can get a phone call later and we can discuss this matter further so I can try to get some help.
Ms. Kearney, the documents that you have, is your information, contact information on them as well?
No, but I can. And I have also
okay.
spoke with her before, so she does have my information.
Okay, if you can give the clerk your documents,
Yes.
and she can make sure she get those so they can be reviewed,
Okay.
and you should receive a call very soon.
Thank you. Where's this one?
Because he usually would be the one to get the papers. So.
Yes.
Mrs. Donna Clifton.
Good evening, Ms. Clifton.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening to Dr. Bracy, Chairman Patillo, Vice Chair Atkinson, and to all of the members on the council. It is so good to see some of you. You haven't seen me in a long time.
I know.
Right.
But most of you know me as the parent who sought out Dr. Bracy when he first was hired here as superintendent, and I insisted on him coming to our city to walk with me while we were taking PTA to the streets. I felt like he needed to understand the pulse of the community he was about to serve and get a firsthand view of how our parents really felt about the climate of our schools. Since then, you may also know me as the past president of the Portsmouth Council of PTAs, who, along with a dynamic board of volunteers, took on a dysfunctional PTA system and fully restored Portsmouth schools back to 100% compliance within the state and national PTA organizations, while building a more positive image on the importance of PTA within our schools and surrounding communities. As a matter of fact, the last time I was here, we were celebrating all of the PTA accomplishments. But tonight, I stand here not just as an advocate for continuing the growth of PTA or an advocate for promoting a better quality education for our children. I'm here to shed some light on and be an advocate for what I believe is a gross misconception of the role and impact of substitute teachers within our division and the lack of significant recognition for the services that we provide. I came to Portsmouth with a level of extensive training from the Memphis City School System as a 10-year substitute teacher that more than adequately prepared me for substitute teaching here in Portsmouth. My hire date here in Portsmouth was November 2014, and I am still serving in this same capacity in 2023. Within this time frame, I've served primarily at one school, which is Churchill Academy, covering various positions as the reading specialist, the fourth grade reading and social studies long-term sub. During the COVID time, I was the second grade long-time sub turned library clerk. Then the next year, back to the fourth grade reading and social studies long-term sub. I provided support and mentorship for other fourth grade long-term subs and the fourth grade dayside SOL remediation tutor for several years. And when I wasn't doing all of that, I am still a regular, practically every single day sub covering various teachers' classrooms in their absence. You might say I'm a permanent sub if there is such a thing as that, but it's because of the love, appreciation, and inclusive feelings that I received from the Churchill Academy administrators and staff for over these past 8 years that I continue to serve, and I strive to make a difference in the lives of our students. And guess what? I'm not the only substitute teacher that does this. We have a gamut of substitute teachers who provide exceptional, consistent, and continual service to all of our schools. Throughout the country, it's no secret that the teaching profession has taken a grave hit, and there certainly are not enough teachers to cover our classrooms. It's also known that school divisions have to rely on substitute teachers to fill in the gaps. We are the unsung heroes of our school system. We are talented individuals who are always ready to step up to the plate to provide coverage whenever is needed. We are relied upon by school administrators, teachers, and students alike to be more than just a warm body, but expected to continue the learning, provide counseling, handle discipline issues, nurse duties, parent concerns, and this list is endless. We are chameleons who seamlessly adapt to any situation we face and handle every aspect of the day as if we were the contracted classroom teacher. So why are we eliminated from being recognized for the value that we bring in the service that we provide? I do applaud PPS for increasing the substitute teacher pay from $95 to $150 for the daily subs and $125 to $200 for those 21-day in-classroom subs. This was a much-needed move to keep current subs from venturing to other surrounding districts. In an effort to retain and show appreciation, there's been several bonuses given to teachers and PPS employees from both PPS and the City of Portsmouth within the last few years. Just this past Friday, another bonus was earmarked to all full and part-time staff of PPS, but that excluded the daily substitute teachers. Staff. I understand that the definition of staff is all the people employed by a particular organization. Substitute teachers are hired by Human Resources. We have ID badges, email addresses, some with district-issued laptop computers. Our payroll checks are issued to us just like it is to all other employees, and yet we're told that we don't qualify for bonuses unless we are in a long-term sub position, and that's how it's always been. So I ponder, if we're not staff, then how are we classified? If we're not employees, how do you hire us? If the ones who receive all these bonuses frequently stay at home and quit, why should we be the ones expected to cover their classrooms? And if we're not in just one classroom...
Well, one moment, please. The timer is up, but would you like her to continue? Is it okay? Or you can continue.
If we're not in just one classroom, but in somebody's classroom every single day in somebody's school building, is that not something that should be considered when showing appreciation? I think the school board needs to take a real hard and close look at your view of who we are, what we provide, and what would be the impact if we became extinct within these school districts. To walk in our shoes would show a level of compassion and understanding beyond the basic rule. It's really not about the money, but more about the principle of it all. Having not ever received a bonus or recognition during my entire tenure here in Portsmouth Public Schools, I realize that I may not be here long enough to see any changes that I pray will be made, but I can say that I was here to speak tonight on behalf of the many silent voices that are screaming for fairness in how we are perceived and included in at least a simple recognition to say, job well done for covering these classrooms where teachers are not present. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much. Madam Clerk, was that the last speaker? Okay. Agenda item 6.1 is our student representative report, and we have Ms. Aaliyah Gardner here with us tonight, who's our alternate student representative. Please come forward and welcome her at this time.
Good evening. It's so lovely to see you all again.
Good evening.
My student rep, Karina, and I have been brainstorming on how to spread awareness on the issues we care about, namely our students' digital footprint. It's 2023. 4-year-olds have iPhones now. So what we want to do is we want to teach them not only about their digital footprint, but what things they should and should not do, how to best avoid certain situations so that when they get to 12th grade like me and they're applying for scholarships, the colleges aren't pulling up their social medias and being like, we can't accept you based off character. How we plan to do this is we plan to use social media marketing, and by hopefully getting permission to go into schools into talking about this. Me and Karina have brainstormed a fun and interactive way of doing this, which we are calling the End This Issue campaign. Basically, what the End This Issue campaign is we are presenting it as if we are magazines, we are a magazine such as, let's say, Teen Vogue, Regular Vogue, Cosmopolitan, and our articles are the topics of discussion. And we are the magazine editors. We hope that this way it's not only fun and engaging, but also it makes the information more easily digestible and thus makes it more easy to implement. Me and Karina are still brainstorming the ideas and the pictures and items that we're going to be using, but with the help of Ms. Lauren, we plan to implement it starting very, very soon. Hopefully, we'll have a more concrete presentation by the December meeting. And if I may, in some very exciting news, and a little bit of humble bragging, if I may, I would like to share on behalf of my school, Churchland High School, that our boys volleyball team made our regional champions. And we are very proud of them over in the land of the truckers. Thank you.
The land.
Thank you so much, Aaliyah. All right. Ms. Thomas.
Thank you, Chair. I just had a quick question. Great job. I can't wait to hear more about you and Karina's plan to educate our students about their, digital footprint. And I know you're working with Lauren, but I didn't know, do we have any partnerships that we can offer them? Or Lauren, are you providing them that information, with their whole plan, brainstorming, and so forth?
We're going to hear about the topics they want to cover and then use that to implement with their social media platforms.
Okay. All right. Well, I think there's some opportunity maybe even with just some of the information that we're working with CTE. I'm in cybersecurity, so just some other partnerships that could be helpful. So I just wanted to offer a hand or see if we have some partnerships to help with. So great job.
Any
Thank
way
you.
we can collaborate, I would love it. We would love it.
Oh, great.
Thank you so much. Agenda items 7.1 to 7.3 is consent agenda items. Now entertain a motion at this time.
Move for approval.
Second.
Motion made by Ms. Hines, second by Ms. Boone. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, roll call vote, Madam Clerk.
Ms. Atkinson?
Yeah.
Mrs. Boone?
Yes.
Dr. Hines?
Yes.
Mrs. Cottrell?
Yes.
Mrs. Hines?
Yes.
Mrs. Schumate? Mrs. Thomas?
Yes.
Dr. Whitaker?
Yes.
Dr. Patillo?
Yes.
It passes.
All right, thank you so much, Ms. Atkinson.
Oh, thank you. And thank you, Chair. This question is for Mr. Falk. For the athletic apparel and equipment, I know it's usually a page that says how many solicitations were made on that. Were those the only two?
They were the only two, yes, ma'am.
Okay. And then I guess generally with the, is it missing pages? Is there one page missing?
No, ma'am.
Okay.
This is what
It
we
was
would
just
normally-
it was just a short one?
Right,
Okay.
because there were only two offers.
Oh, two offers.
Yes,
Okay,
ma'am.
okay. And we approved both of those. So I guess my question on those is, I know specifically that BSN is Under Armour. Is that
Yes,
other
ma'am.
company Under Armour brand as well?
I believe they both were Under Armour. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. If they weren't, would that be like a conflict or something? How would we, did we?
If they weren't, no, ma'am, we would have to determine what we would do from there. Obviously, if the vendors did not supply Under Armour, and we had to go to other uniforms, that would mean that we would have to we'd have to redo all of our uniforms or rebuy them, if that was the case. But both of these vendors were Under Armour.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, good stuff. Okay, thank you, Mr.
All
Falk.
right.
Agenda item 8.1 is a monthly report, curriculum and instruction. Dr. DeVries.
Good evening, everybody. Chairman Patillo, Vice Chair Atkinson, school board members, and Dr. Bracy. I have two coordinators here, our coordinator of elementary science, who is Ms. Davina Williams, and our coordinator of secondary science, who is, as you spoke with earlier during our earlier session, Mr. Dan Lewandowski. And they have some really exciting follow-up information to share about what's going on in the classroom regarding some authentic learning experiences that our students and teachers have been experiencing so far this year. So with that said, I will turn it over to Ms. Williams.
Thank you, Dr. DeVries. Good evening, Chairman Patillo, Vice Chair Atkinson, Dr. Bracy, and esteemed members of the board. My name is Davina Williams, and I stand before you as PPS's Elementary Science Coordinator. Today, we will shine a light on how we build bridges from the classroom to the real world in order to provide authentic science learning experiences in both elementary and secondary science. Following the elementary science presentation today, you will hear from Mr. Lewandowski, Secondary Science Coordinator. Now to the good part. I have the great privilege to introduce you to a 5th grade teacher from West Haven Elementary who recently received the 2023 Donna Sterling Exemplary Teaching Award for elementary schools from the Virginia Association of Science Teachers. This award recognizes exemplary teachers who engage in continuous improvement and is designed to support a professional development plan for the improvement of science teaching. Please join me in welcoming Ms. Patricia Gallup.
Hi, good evening. Good evening, Dr. Chairman Patillo, Vice Chairman Atkins, Dr. Bracy, and members of the board. I'm Patricia Gallup, a 5th grade teacher. at West Haven Elementary School and the current Donna Sterling Award winner for elementary, given by the Virginia Association of Science Teachers. And this is mine.
Good evening, board members and Dr. Bracy. I am Ahmad Sutton, Miss Gallup's former 5th grade student and a current 6th grade student at West Haven Elementary.
Good evening.
This evening, we would like to share with you our authentic science experience that came in the form of action project in collaboration with the Elizabeth River Project. The title of the project was Reduce Your Carbon Footprint, and our theme was Leave It Better Than You Found It. And the goal of this project was to investigate the schoolyard or local ecosystem to identify questions, problems, or issues that affect a natural resource in that area and determine a possible solution to an identified problem. The true takeaway for this project was for students to see how their individual actions impacted the reduction of their carbon footprint and reduce runoff into the Elizabeth River watershed.
There's much I can describe about this project, but I will share 5 things this evening. We saw a problem in our schoolyard. There was trash everywhere, so we decided to collect and weigh the trash found on the ground. To help solve this problem, we received 3 donated bearers to help collect trash, and the art teacher helped us paint them. Then our class placed the cans outside to help collect trash and reduce littering. Last, we continued to use our data gathering skills by continuing to weigh the trash collected in the cans outside. My most important takeaway in this 5th graders is that 5th graders can make a difference. We helped our community look better, help reduce the carbon footprint, and reduce the runoff in the Chesapeake Bay. People will use trash cans if they are available. We collected around 126 pounds of trash. I'm glad that I was able to participate in this authentic learning experience for science. This project grew my learning experiences and helped me to be a better citizen in our community. I hope more students get the same opportunity as I did to reduce their carbon footprint and make our world a better place.
This project had a great impact on my instruction in the classroom. The students loved being involved in the project from the beginning to the end. Giving students a chance to connect to the SOL 4.8 review, natural resources, to the real world can assist with increasing students' academic achievement on SOL scores at the end of the year. Not only the SOL scores, though, but it increases their environmental awareness and decreases their negative human impact on the world. There are many programs available with funding to help improve our communities. In the future at West Haven, we are looking at this year making butterfly gardens, and we're going to have big stones painted with life cycles of the butterflies on them, and the stones will help, and the plants will help keep erosion down, and then it also increases the pride in our school and increases our climate, and I hope to continue more projects. And it would be great to see them happening in all the school across the division. You ready? Thank you for being engaged in our presentation, and please remember to leave it better than you found it. Thank you.
Good evening, Dr. Bracy, Chairman Patillo, members of the board. This evening, it's my pleasure to introduce to you 2 of Portsmouth's finest from the secondary. Churchland High School, we have Miss Carly Carmack, one of our biological science teachers, and from Manor High School, we have Miss Ava Brooks. As they're coming on up, I'll explain what they did briefly. Each year, we are fortunate to be a member of Jason Learning. and they open up an application process for the Jason Argonaut program, where a teacher and student combination can join with real-world scientists with research projects in the field. Tonight, these two young ladies are here to explain what they did.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
I'm Carly Carmack. I teach biology and ecology at Churchland High School, and this is Ava Brooks. She is a student at Manor High School. We got to go to Costa Rica this past summer with Jason. It was amazing. But we went to do science research. We got to go out and actually participate in real scientific research. So Ava got to focus on surveying different bird species at the research center. And I focused on microplastics on the beachfront there. So some of our goals and takeaways of the week, at first we were, I'm gonna speak for Ava, getting through the week was the goal. We did not go to Costa Rica and stay at a 5-star resort. You know, we slept under mosquito nets. We were put on these 2 John boats, and our luggage was on one, we were on the other. The research center was only accessible via these boats. So we had 2 entomologists, bug scientists with us there, and we got to do lots of bug things, so we overcoming those fears and anxieties, and then just living in the moment. We were given so many really cool opportunities I'm gonna let Ava talk about, but just to be present and be available for those.
Good evening.
Good evening.
So as Ms. Carly said, my name is Ava Brooks. What exactly did I do in Costa Rica? So as she said, I mainly focused on the bird species. I also learned about bugs. That wasn't my favorite part because I don't like bugs at all. But I also learned about bugs. I actually held some. That wasn't. No. It wasn't nice. It wasn't nice, but I got used to it. It got to the point where I was petting a bug at one point. So we also learned about leatherback turtles. That was really cool. We actually got to see them lay eggs on 2 separate occasions, I believe.
Yeah, same night, 2 different turtles.
And then we also got to watch them hatch the eggs. Sadly, in that while watching them hatch the eggs, a lot of them didn't make it, but it was a really cool experience. Next, my main takeaway was really just living in the moment. When I first got there, I was very uncomfortable. I was very uncomfortable. Like Ms. Carly said, we weren't at a 5-star resort. It was definitely different. It was something different. I've never been in something like that before. So it took some getting used to, and I was practically talking to strangers every day. I didn't know anybody there except Ms. Carly. So living in the moment, it was really cool. I couldn't use my cell phone, so I was kind of forced to talk to everybody. So yeah, I really had to live in the moment. So that was really my main takeaway from that.
That must have just getting to come back and have that experience, going back into the classroom. One of the biggest things I took away from this Jason program that you guys allow us to have was the social emotional learning aspect of it, and I was not expecting that with this program at all. I was expecting it to be very science focused, which it was. We did lots of science investigation, but implementing the reflection and the journaling and talking about how capable students can feel when they're learning hands-on and in the field, that was really my biggest takeaway and what I look forward to and love doing in the classroom. So thank you so much for this experience.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much. Are there any questions?
Ms. Vice Chair Atkinson.
Thank you, Chair. I just would like to know the level of interest for other students wanting to go when we travel internationally.
Like how much desire there is for?
Yes.
I know there's a lot of kids would love to do that. So
Okay.
yeah, having more, I think the availability of it is not well known. So if we were able to tell more students, I think, I don't know, you can back me up if you agree or disagree, but I think more students would benefit and would want to take part in these activities.
Gotcha. So it's is it a mixture of not knowing and finances, or just students just not knowing?
Not knowing, because the finances were not.
Okay.
Yeah, we didn't have to.
Good to know.
Yeah.
Good to know.
So, yeah,
Good to know.
Just the knowledge of it.
Okay, well, and Ava, make sure you go back and visit Costa Rica at a 5-star resort. You'll enjoy it more. Great job. Thank you so much. Great job.
And I'll let Dr. Bracy piggyback on that question.
With the Argonauts, each division that's a part of Jason is allowed to send one teacher and one student. So that's how it's set up, and it's at no cost to any of them. You know, it's all expense paid, and what they get from it is the experience that Jason provides. So this is, I think, is our 6th year, maybe 6th or 7th year, Mr. Lewandowski, in doing this. So each year we always hear a teacher and student come back and tell us the stories and the adventures that they had while going away.
Okay.
And we're definitely great partners with Jason. Dr. Bracy and I, we present all the time, free of charge, so that we can keep this relationship with Jason and have this experience for our students. I think it's an amazing program, and I want to thank the teacher and the student for agreeing to do that and bringing the information back. I believe exposure is key to learning, and I'm thankful that we have the opportunity to do that. Ms. Thomas?
Thank you. Excellent presentation. Love seeing your video. I hate crawly things, so I don't know how you let that worm crawl on your hand like that, or caterpillar, whatever it is. And you already know I think you're an excellent teacher, so you make the students excited about science, so thank you for that. And then I saw in your presentation, I had a question, Dr. Bracy, I wanted to ask related to the waste, the trash cans, right? You said that if there were, I think you said in your conclusion, if there are more availability, we would have less trash. That was the conclusion.
Yes.
So in your kind of, I guess, findings, do you recognize that we don't have enough trash cans around?
Well, there were no trash cans outside our school.
Okay,
and so and it's most of the public schools in Portsmouth, if I'm not wrong, are available to the students and the families in the neighborhoods, and they are in partnership with Parks and Recreation. Am I correct?
Some of them are, yes.
Yes.
Some of our fields are, or those areas are Parks and Rec. So I guess I just want to put this out there as a thought, if we can consider going to our city officials, especially for the fields that they care for under Parks and Rec, to have more bins out there. I think that's a fair conclusion, that they are still where our kids, our students play and have recreation during the school working hours, but it's really what I just found out not too long ago, that our Parks and Rec actually maintain some of those or own some of those areas. So I think it'll be a great thing for our city to look into, to add more trash cans. And I actually love even the art design up there, because I think it still makes it fun, makes people hopefully more willing to use them and keep our schools clean and the area around us. So thank you for your research and pointing that out and presenting in that way. So awesome job.
Thank you.
And I did for Ahmad, you're in Ms. Gallup's class?
Last year. We did this project last year.
Okay, last year. So it's 5th grade or 6th? 5th grade last year. This makes Portsmouth so beautiful. Over 20 years ago, fresh out of college, I served as a teacher assistant for Ms. Gallup. In 5th grade. In 5th grade. And the very next year, after that year, Mr. Bond then came to Clark as a guidance counselor. And under Ms. Gallup, I learned how to follow a curriculum and to instruct the class. And Mr. Bond taught me everything I knew about mentoring and learning behaviors. And it's just a testament to the compassion that our teachers have that are working in Portsmouth Public Schools. We've never been the highest paying school division. So those who are here in Portsmouth, they're here because they want to be here. And our students are learning, which is obvious. Our teachers care about what they do. And it's just a testament to the heart of our teachers and our staff, and I'm so appreciative of what you're doing for our students now and the impact that you've had on my life and what I've been able to achieve because you took time to pour into me. And our students are getting that every single day. And that means more than the raises, the bonuses, and all the stuff you see in other school divisions. In Portsmouth, we care. And it shows in what you pour out every day. And I want to thank you all for everything you do. And there's not enough money in the world that can pay you to thank you for what you do. So thank you all.
Thank you. And I can just add a little story to that real quick, if it's okay. Mr. Patillo used to pick me up on the church van, and we would go around and pick up the children. And I would go to the church and watch the children do their prayer dances. And I brought my nanny, who just turned 94 yesterday, to church. And Mr. Patillo, was conjugating verbs and reviewing SOL. So he has come a very long way. Thank you.
And we've always had separating church and states. That was off the record. I didn't take the church. Thank you, Ms. Gallup. Thank you all so much. Agenda item 8.2 is our employee group's budget and salary requests for 2024 and 25. I believe we have one group present, correct? Oh, okay.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Benjamin Brown. I'm the Vice President for the Portsmouth Educational Association. Excuse my voice. It's just a job with being a middle school teacher. Sometimes you have to elevate your voice and you end up losing it. On behalf of the boards of directors and the 420 members of the Portsmouth Educational Association, we would like to thank you, Dr. Bracy, and members of the school board for including us in the 2024-25 school year budget. The sign-on bonus attracted highly qualified teachers and motivated them to join the district despite the ongoing staff shortage. Their dedication and commitment has been instrumental in maintaining the quality of education and ensuring a smooth transition during this challenging time. We are grateful for their contribution and the support from Dr. Bracy and the school board with this issue. Even during the staff shortage and overcrowded classrooms and the absence of substitutes, our dedicated school staff continues to provide a secure and caring environment for our students to flourish socially, emotionally, and academically. Their commitment and their hard work are truly commendable. But Portsmouth deserves fully staffed schools. And there was a PowerPoint that was sent that went along with this. I hope you have a copy of it. According to the information that we received from Virginia Department of Education, from the year 2022 to 2023, Portsmouth had unfilled positions totaling 439 full-time employees. 12 was in administration. Aid and paraprofessionals, we were down 71. Non-instructional personnel, it was 156. For teachers, we were without 158. And 42 bus drivers. Which totals about 20% staff shortages. We contribute some of this to the lack of step-based increase. It affects educators' morale and hinders their ability to provide quality education. Without proper compensation, it becomes difficult. It becomes increasingly difficult for teachers to meet the needs of their students and maintain their passion for teaching. The district must prioritize fair and competitive compensation to retain experienced and dedicated staff. We appreciate the recent bonus, but we still firmly request a 5% increase for all staff. This increase is critical to ensure our dedicated employees' long-term financial well-being and keeps our compensation competitive and fair with other districts. As stated in previous proposal, we strongly advocate for establishing a educational incentive programs incorporating grants and scholarship tailored for the paraprofessionals and other educator support staff. We feel that this will help increase our ability to be able to recruit from within the district to ensure that those that are serving in those positions can receive teacher certification and join Portsmouth Public School. We also believe that by providing students with access to vocational and career centers, we will equip them with the necessary skills and knowledge to succeed in the modern workforce. This will increase their chances of finding stable employment and contribute to our city overall economic growth. Furthermore, by keeping our youth engaged in productive activity, we can divert their attention from all the negative influence and foster a sense of belonging and a purpose in the community. In conclusion, we strongly encourage the decision around the development of a modern elementary and middle school designed for the 21st century and equipped with all essential technical features. Additionally, we propose that we establish a 21st century vocational and career center tailored towards the high school students. These visionary investment holds the potential to not only enhance educational opportunity, but also plays a pivotal role in reducing youth and crime violence within the city. Ultimately, these facilities represent a valuable investment that will benefit both our students and the broader community by nurturing responsible citizens for the future. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir.
Yes.
Board members have any questions? Oh, Ms. Atkins.
The bear must have turned it off. Thank you so much. We can always count on PEA to show up and have a voice. I'm taking notes here, and I just need clarity on, I think you said something surrounding like the grants.
Yes, what we believe in, and we're utilizing now a lot of the paraprofessionals and assistants in classrooms. We feel like a lot of them want to be educators, they want to be teachers, but they might not have the financial support that they need. So if we could have some kind of grant program or scholarship that we can encourage them, you know, support them in a way that they can work towards obtaining their teacher certificate.
Like their certificate. Okay,
Yes.
I think we have that. Okay, thank you.
Ms. Hines.
Thank you. I just want to piggyback on that for just a second, because getting a teacher certificate right now, when we can grow our own, if that is a thing, if there is a way that we can do that, how would you feel about putting language in a contract for somebody that we did put through a program? Say we did a Grow Your Own program and it was provided by a work hand-in-hand classes at night that PPS provides. Would there be some things as, you're here for, 3 to 5 years, and if you leave before that time is back, then you're going to owe X amount of dollars? Would that be something that would be amenable in that contract to you? Because, the other thing is we put all the work in, and, and it's happened for years. Teachers come and cut their teeth in Portsmouth, and we pour into them the first year, the second year, the third year, and they go to somewhere else for higher pay. So what I'm saying is, if we're going to grow our own program, we've got to have some language in a contract, and I don't want to be in a fight about that, because if I'm going to pour in, I want to reap what I have put into people.
Right. I don't really feel like that is a problem, but we have to understand too is that as an educator that's been in Portsmouth for over 20-some years, I'm here because I love Portsmouth. All my kids have gone through Portsmouth Public Schools. A lot of other teachers leave because finance is real. To be in a district where we haven't had steps in a considerable amount of year, it makes our wages shrink. We're actually earning less than we was earning when we started teaching.
Right.
And we have newcomers that come in that's making just as much as we are, and they just walking through the door. Right. So that's why, if we want to be real, that's why most teachers are leaving. They're not leaving because they don't like working for Portsmouth. Correct. They can't afford to work for Portsmouth.
Okay. Can I touch on something?
Sure. Depends on what you're touching.
Huh?
Depends on what you're touching on.
Not a kid.
I won't say that.
No.
I'm gonna leave that alone.
No, but I'm looking at Dr. Bracy because we've had conversations with City Council about pay and compensation study. Mm-hmm. We are currently in the process of writing an RFP to go out for pay and compensation study, because we do know that compensation and compression is a real living thing. Right. We do understand that, and we've had to develop those responsibilities and those relationships with City Council, because once we do a pay and compensation study, which is like 20 years past due, because I think the last time we did one, I was still working here in Portsmouth, and it was somewhere around the year 2004, 2005, somewhere around there. So we do understand that compression is an issue and that we are working on it. And so as much as I would like to say that pay and compensation study is going to be in place when budget time comes, I cannot say that with certainty. Is that what we wish to have happen? Absolutely. But please know that your conversation with us the past 4 years have not gone unheard and haven't gone unacted on. We had to get things in line with our funding body, because we do know that overdue payment to all of our staff and to all of the people that depend on Portsmouth Public Schools needs to be paid. So we hear you. Can I get it to you by budget time? I cannot promise. I am hopeful, but plan for the worst and hope for the best is my mantra, and so that's what we're doing. So I do understand that we have people that leave for that. We are working on it, and we hear you, and we want to thank you for your service and for everybody else's service as well.
Right, and like I said, if we can grow our own, I don't think we would have an issue that should include some kind of language. If you're invested in a person, right, they should be obligated to a certain amount of time. But it's just at the same time, as a person with longevity, we really do appreciate what you have done in the short time, but it's only a Band-Aid on a big problem. So we really want to be appreciated for being invested in the school system, right, and not overlooked.
Right.
I started in Portsmouth Public School as a substitute. I went from a sub to teaching, and I've been here since.
Right.
So it's what I love. Portsmouth has a lot of great programs, and everybody I see, I talk it up. It's not something, even when the ones want to leave, I try to convince them to stay. But we have to do more as a whole body to ensure that we don't lose dedicated professionals because they can't afford to stay, not because they don't want to stay.
Right. Thank you.
Dr. Bracy, you want to?
Yes. Yeah, thank you, Dr. Patillo. And I've already had one meeting with PEA, and one of the first things that I shared with them back then, what was that, September?
Yeah, it was in September.
September, that we were going to do an RFP, because I knew that was one of the things that we've been saying that we were going to address, is the compression in our pay plan. So we've already had that conversation. We're going to be meeting again next month. In December. So we're going to continue the dialogue, and hopefully by then I can give you an update in terms of where we are with that. I am glad to hear that you are acceptive of the fact that because we're looking at the language now for the Grow Your Own. And we're looking at setting aside funds so that we can send people back to school that want to attain their degree. But one of the stipulations that will come with that is if we invest, you owe us time.
Right.
And if you leave before then, we're going to recoup our funds back. So we just wanted to make sure that I hear you correctly, that PEA has no problem with that.
I'm stating for myself, and I would discuss with PEA, if someone invests in you their money with assurance that you are going to stay there, I don't think it would be a problem, but it would definitely be something that we would have to have a vote on by membership. But if they accept the money, they should accept the obligation that comes with the money.
Okay, and one last thing, and I'm done, because I know you all have the relationship with the teachers that left for greener pastures. So if we get this compensation study done and we increase our pay plan, then they're more than welcome to come back home.
We already
I know you have that pipeline. I want you to be able to reach out to them. They come back, they'll be placed appropriately on the scale, but there'll be new teachers to our division, so they also will qualify for the sign-in bonus.
Right.
So you make sure that they hear all that and they calculate all of that, because if they left for 10 or 12, they may be able to come back for 15 or more.
Right.
So those are things that we want to make sure that when we get to that point, we get the word out.
And I've already been talking to a few of my friends. They ready to sign back next year. They're ready to come back.
Okay, perfect.
They appreciate Portsmouth.
And thank you again for coming, Mr. Brown. But I just wanted to also make a correction that when we initiated the conversation about the compression study, we started acting. So the RFP was already been put out already, and we've already had returns back. And so now we're trying to negotiate through those items. So it's consistently moving. It hasn't been paused, and we haven't been waiting for anything. It's moving as we speak, and it's number one on our list to address. Dr. Bracy has met with council numerous times to let them know that this is our number one concern coming in the budget for this year. So it's our hopes that we can make that happen.
And we appreciate it, and I definitely let the membership know. So thank you for everything you're doing. This is a great city and school system to work for, so we really appreciate everything.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, agenda item 9.1, monthly report. Dr. Bracy.
Thank you, Chairman Patillo, Vice Chair Atkinson, and members of the board. I'm thrilled to start off with some great news with my report. We have 5 more schools that earned the Purple Star designation by the Virginia Department of Education at the Virginia Council on Interstate and Compact on the Educational Opportunity for Military Children. I see Novermber High School, Manor High School, Craddock Middle School, Churchland Primary Intermediate Elementary School, and Churchland Academy Elementary School have joined Churchland Elementary, Churchland Middle, Victory Elementary School as Purple Star schools in our division. I think that deserves a round of applause. This honor highlights schools' commitment to meeting the needs of our military-connected students. And we will be bringing the schools to our December meeting to honor them here. Speaking of our military-connected students, November is also Military Family Appreciation Month, and we're proud to highlight our military families. Our Office of Title I and Special Programs is hosting a military STEM night Thursday, November 16th from 6 to 7:30 at Emily Spong Center. thanks to our partnerships with the Norfolk Naval Shipyard, United States organizations, and the Food Bank of Southeastern Virginia and the Eastern Shore. Families can participate in science, technology, engineering, and math activities, as well as leave with fresh produce and information on family resources. In a final celebration of our military community, I do want to remind everyone that tomorrow all schools and administrative offices will be closed in observance of Veterans Day. We are grateful to all of those who have chosen to serve our country in the military, and we hope that you enjoy this day of honoring that service. Finally, tonight, I want to remind families about our upcoming Thanksgiving break. All of our schools and administrative offices will be closed Wednesday, November 22nd through Friday, November 24th. On Wednesday, November 22nd, it will be an asynchronous learning day for students and a telework day for our staff members. Thursday and Friday will be completely closed for the Thanksgiving holiday. Let me share that I'm personally thankful for all of our students, staff, and families in our PPS community. I will be thinking of you over the course of our Thanksgiving break and hope everyone can enjoy their time with friends, family, and loved ones. Thank you, Dr. Patillo. That concludes my report.
Thank you so much, sir. Any board member comments and concerns? Ms. Shoemate.
As I'm holding my teddy bear, thank you, Chairman Patillo. Very quickly, this is extremely quick. I just want to say thank you to Norfolk State University Athletics Department, as well as the men's basketball coach, Robert Jones. Every year they allow myself to bring a drove of students to Norfolk State University for free. And I also want to thank Dr. Bracey as well. This year makes year number 4 that we were able to take around 75 or get 75 students and parents in for free at Norfolk State University. So I appreciate the collaboration every year, and behold, thank you.
Green and gold.
Any other board member comments or concerns? Vice Chair Atkins.
Thank you, Chair. I just want to give a kudos to Tonio Crawford at Douglas. I'm sorry, not Douglas Park. This bear got an influence on me. I'm sorry, Hodges Manor, for the Boys to Men program that he has there. I had a chance to witness that ceremony last night, and it was amazing. So just thankful for the teachers that not only teach but pour into our students after school and sacrifice their time. I think his program initially started with maybe about 7 or 8 students, and I think the inductees last night was over 18 young men. They were so excited to receive their blazers, and it was one child that was missed. And he stood up the whole time waiting for his name to be called, and his name was never called because it was off the list. But just to see how much pride he had in receiving his jacket, they ended up calling his name, and Ms. Johnson was like, "I got to give him some Mustang bucks." But he literally stood for about 20 minutes waiting for his jacket, and that was just something, that was amazing to watch. They did shout out you, Chair, for supporting the program. So it's just good to see programs like that in our schools, and thankful for Mr. Chalk, also for supporting his teachers that want to implement programs in Hodges Manor. So that was great. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Any other board members? Well, thank you all again for coming on tonight. Y'all have a great evening. Meeting is adjourned.
Move for adjournment.